Think is the Abish to hell. I'm going to tell you Murdik and Maisa. His name was Yitzchak Avram Gilbax. Belzer Chassid. My dear friend Rabbi Shaul Gilbax, the Manal of my yeshiva, told me the story. I live by it. He came, he lived in, first of all, thank you! You don't want to hear that stuff?
Yes, we do.
What's going on here? Mavul Town, they know me already. We heard you. My Chazura. So this man, this American Gemaisa, he went to the man. His next door neighbor was sitting Shiva, and he was in the mountains. It took him 4 hours to get to his next door neighbor. And somebody says, tell him you just came from the mountains. He thinks you rolled in from next door. He doesn't know. He says, the Eibishter vase. He has to find out. The Eibishter knows. Do you know what a great thought that is? I live by it. That's a real Novantic thought. The Eibishter vase. Now look, Eibishter sees I'm here to give a share, and it's on, it's off. No, I want to thank the Rabbeinu Shalom and Rabbi Yafi first. And Kalashin first. I mean, Torah anytime first. And Kabash Pratis first. Shit. Said Zangid. You know what they're going to say? Each one's going to say, you really meant him. You didn't mean me. You don't come out ahead. You always lose. People are negative. That's what they are. No, you really meant him, but you had to throw me in. Except for me. I'm just the opposite. At my Elam, I was there for Shabbos. I don't go so much. I'm cutting back into it more. They keep asking me to come back because I want my Elam to work themselves. I'm a Rebbe. Shabbos, I need a break. So my Elam, they do beautiful. Baruch Hashem, they all learn how to speak. Alakin Shaven Rebbes. But they asked me to come back, coming back. Kitzur, when I left, they said, Asheno, 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 Sheshlano. Rebbe, what did they say? How does it go? Yeah. So, Rebbe, because they told me this when I left. The Oilam started singing. So I says, Rabbi Sai, believe me. I believe every word you say. I hold takazai. I hold, first of all, you're taka lucky to have me. and that you taka mean it, of course. But either way, I believe this, it's serious by me. It's not a joke. You know, it's taka right. You know what most people do when they hear a compliment? There he goes. Machdish kelatzanis. You know what they say in compliment? The favorite reaction is, don't make litzanis. Don't make jokes. Whenever you say something nice, when you say something nasty, they don't say, don't make jokes. They say, aha! Now I know what he really thinks of me. Now I know. When you hear something nice, machdish kelatzanis. Don't make jokes of me. So, one of the few things I'm serious about in life is compliments. I believe them all. On Imam, they should add 13 Ikram. Believe in compliments. It's a mess mitzvah. Nobody believes in anything. You can't say anything nice. You know, Boyas told Rus, Yodea Kol Shab, Ami, what does it say? Ki Eishes Chayil. Everybody knows what a big Eishes Chayil, what a great person you are. That's the way you talk. Everybody knows what a tzaddik you are. I'm pointing to you, by the way. Everybody knows. You know what I said? I mean you. Yeah. Forget about him. Now it's you. I mean you. Hey. I mean... But they're each going to say, I know, Nebuch. Nebuch, what should you do? I'm a das. It's wrong. It's not even true. All this negative stuff is not, I told you the story. I love it. I don't know, this couple doesn't know how much chusim they're getting. I don't deal with shalom bayis. I just give a bracha and mitabol shah. Have mice 16 years of killing each other. Mandel's bracha in Eretz Yisrael that happened once. Happened once, a few times. A bracha, boom, mitabol, the best friends. Check. I had another guy here in Lakewood. His wife didn't know what happened. What happened? Suddenly, he says, I don't know myself, Mandel's bracha. And she's suddenly nice, he's suddenly nice. And they were perfect until they went back to the therapist. As soon as they went back there, he showed them how everything's Baruch Hashem. I'll still make some money out of you guys. So now do plenty tzamach and plenty tzatin to complicate life. Some people like it. It's a lot of fun, you know. Like this, come on. Let's smach lebedik. You know, you have to pilpul chavedim. So I made a few. I have a younger man, 5 minutes. I had him and his wife on the phone. Shalom al Yisrael. They're ready to kill each other. I had one, a kleiner kite. Well, I had a guy here for an hour with his wife over here from New York. And his therapist said, once a month, you got to go to Mendel. I turned around the whole matzah. I get them, speak, get the zacher, what's his bit there? That does everything, you don't know. People get energy when they hear good stuff. They get happy. Now I can get up, now I'm not lazy anymore. See, it's a chain reaction, it's very good. Happy stuff. Ain't it a Mandarin? Okay, but and Shriya I meet this a big schluss to bring me this. Anyways, this couple, I don't know, I hope it's not boring already. It happened 15 years ago. I had a couple sitting here who was killing each other for 20 years. They're killing each other, mom. All the kids are off the derech. They live in Colombia, South America. And killing each other. And they came, and I told them up front, you're going to come, and you're going to say, get the Zachen, and dann wird sich sagen, geht. But that get, I told them my whole system. Fine. They came, both of them. No, let's get moving. So right away, they started killing each other. I says, well, we came here for, no! And by the way, they were so good at it. I hold a shurabech of Rusis and base medrash. Iyun. No, but when you do that, you don't really mean it, Lishma. You mean, that you do anyway. That's not really good. That's bad. And they're both of them. They're Gevaldig. They're Iyun people. I don't want to say anything, but I hold these people should have become Lubavitch Shluchim. Because they would have been turning over the world. They're both lovely people. Nothing wrong with them. But Taran gefallen, busy. It's an interesting thing. Shalom Bay is, let's get divorced, not get divorced, you know. Then the kids are going off, and this one's worse, and there's a lot to talk about. You can cry in the middle, and you can tell your friends how terrible everything is. It's a lot of fun getting, these things. I shouldn't chas v'shalom. Zonish can prove there. But very, 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 very often, underneath, people don't understand what makes them tick, or whatever. So I told them, look, right now I want you to say positive things. So they both said, but pe echad. That was the only thing they agreed on. No, we cannot do that. Say positive things. We can only say the truth. We're both very truthful people. Did you hear that? I promise you. I heard it from the horse's mouth. 2 horses. Yeah, I don't chop. They're very nice people, but they don't chop what they're doing. You can only say the truth. What do you mean? And the good part's not true anymore. That's the emes. I don't chop. You got to be realistic. We have a problem. You have to be realistic. You have a lot of good things. That's not realistic. That's lies. It's a niche tzibzach. Okay, anyway, where am I up to? So, Adam Shunna, the Gemais is going on. I never thought of this. There's a certain guy, Nebuchadnezzar, suffers from a very nervous wife, and he's been crying to me forever. And she's getting worse and getting this, getting that. And I never thought of it. I says, from now, things were getting better in the matzav, but the nervous mode, I says, I was nervous. About 4 months later, he calls me up. Remember you gave me that bracha? Something happened. My wife herself said, what happened to me? I'm not nervous. How's that? I have a bipolar guy. You heard this stuff already? You heard it already, huh? You don't want to hear chazara. Okay, I'll tell you some divrei Torah. We'll get some good divrei Torah. Enough chazaras, okay. I'll tell you Marduk about. The word that you can use is the word that I'm going to say. I have some gorgeous stuff, but you have to be able to use it. Now, this word you could use. The bezyonis. Without bezyonis, it doesn't go. You know that the Gilo, before Rus ended up with Boaz, there had to be a Gilo who rejected her. I don't want her. You know what it means to getting rejected? You don't like getting rejected. Getting rejected. You know what I did in my, I give out my Bטחון weeklies. And in shul. And there was one minion that I had been through everybody. That minion, I pissed at whoever took it, whoever did. That's it. You know what I did? I decided I got to do a prat. A prat means, from now, no more fear of rejection. I'm not going to be afraid of getting rejected. People can't say it. You see, would you like? No, thank you. Would you like? No, thank you. Would you like? No, thank you. Would you like? No, and everyone's looking at me, and nobody wants it. Doesn't look good, right? Got rejected. Nachama rejected. So what did I do? A good Novandiga. Dafka, go back to the minion that that nobody, whoever took it already, you took it, and the other guys don't want it. They already told you, and go over again to the whole minion, Hazara. The whole thing, you know exactly where it's holding. Would you like it? No. Oh, you don't want it? Oh, interesting. Would you like it? No. Oh, interesting. Also not. Okay. And you? No. Oh. And you? No. And you? No. You? No. And every single person said no. And I felt like $1 million. A far from the belt. I got lechatchila. All the rejections. Allem gesagt nein, und ich fühle sich so gut. Ich habe sich ausgelernt. A rejection is a gute Sache. Ich darf sein Haskume. Was man darf bekommen? Da ich das seht, I'm trying to do something. Remember Gelbach says, but you rejected me. Sehr gut. You know what I used to do? When I try to, I'm a Lebanese guy. So even when I was a quiet guy, came to dancing, somebody wants you mock you. So quiet, becomes a dancing. So that was always, I liked dancing. I fought to have Hasidic genes, I come from the Hasid. The Hasid groups? They're good people, I like them. The Hasidic, with the far hats, they're the best people. Anyway, you don't mind. The Litvaks on Michael. I like Hasidim. It's a weakness. One of my many weaknesses. I like Hasidim. I love them. Listen to this. So I'm dancing. I'm at the mall. And then I said, would you like to join? Somebody I see sitting in the corner. I'm a dancing. Now, the first time it happened to me, I felt like 2 cents. He leaves my hand hanging out like this. You look like, oh, nothing happened. And then I try another guy. That's the last time I ever did that. No, I might get rejected. Don't do that to somebody. Pull them into the circle. Aber Wahrige am Geiskel and was say stop you do it. And do it to the guy that you know is going to say no. And lechatchila that he's going to say no. And so, oh, you know what? Oh, the hand hängt. Soll's hängen. Was ist schlecht? Soll hängen. He didn't want. Ich habe etwas schlecht getan. I did something bad. will nicht, willst du nicht. So I'm still alive. Well, maybe you want, you do it as many as you want. Do it all day. Oh, will nicht, will nicht. Say, fine. It killed you. A bissel bezienis, it's not even bezienis. What's wrong with getting this is Haitian bezienis? You know, I once saw anybody could do it. He said, he said the wrong count. And you can tell he did it on purpose. Hayim, echod shleishim. And it was really shleishim, not echod shleishim. And Hololim pounced at him, shleishim. Oh, yeshikaya. Hayim shleishim, yeshikaya. Thank you so much. He did it purposely. They do it purposely, these guys. So you get up for an aliyah. It's supposed to be a shabbat bono. Oh, shikaya. Thank you, because they feel. They do it, but you got to do it l'chatchila. Some people don't do that l'chatchila. That's not the matzah. They're always a little, That's why I joined the Vardik. The Vardik, between you and me, don't tell too many people. Am I supposed to put this? I'm a little bit, since I'm a kid, a little forget things, I'm all, oh yeah. Oh, where's my hat? Yeah. Just put up a soul from that type. So, I like this, since I'm a kid. Yeah, I went to school, my mother comes home. Oh, Yidel Batlin, here he goes again. I was one of those types that went through a lot when I was a child because of nicht so gelungen, like they say, nicht so, not so teglach, not so, And whatever I do doesn't work, doesn't it? And now I became an avadik, and nicht no, hey, I'm licking honey. Whenever I make a mistake, they all look at me. That's a prat, right? You did that on purpose, no? I said, no, it's not on purpose. Jachmonis. No. You did it on purpose. It's avoida. Jachmonis avoida. They make me, I got so even. So now I can make mistakes. Bill Mashiach. I got so even. I got some point of it. But no one believes me. Even now, I don't think anybody. They say, Mendel is, as a Dohib in a Yid. I'm 6'2", by the way. As a Dohib in a Yid. Hey, Hatzasana Cheshbainis. I once went into, by the mikveh, giving out my bטחון weeklies. And this big, famous guy in Lakewood, a big name, he sees me and says, oh, Mendel, the Olam says you're one of the Lamed Vav Tzadikim, one of the hidden Tzadikim. I says, what? Who says? Was it? I'm one of the Lamed Vav hidden Tzadikim? I'm Nigla. Everybody knows. I'm Nigla. What do you mean I'm hidden Tzadik? I'm a Fitziol. It's official. It's a long ganze Tzadik. What are you telling me? Hidden Tzadikim. I'm Begolui. I'm not one of these, Snail lechers. What sucks about snail lechers? I want everybody to know how great I am. I said, but Rabim. I once spoke at an out-of-town place. I was a begit. An out-of-town place. I think it was in Kalamazoo, Michigan. You ever hear of Kalamazoo, Michigan? Or Sioux City, Iowa, one of those two. And I spoke. It's a true story. And when I finished speaking, the guy who's in charge comes over to me and he says, and I was going around saying what a great guy I am. And he comes over. My Rebbitzin has decided, his Rebbitzin old enough to be my great-granddaughter. His Rebbitzin, you know how old I am? You think I'm a kid? No, she's a chashuva lady. But she had a go. There's constructive criticism. Says, maybe it's not really right to say those things because it's a little arrogant. Oh, it's got to be like, son. He says, okay. Look at Trey. Told him, your wife? I'm glad. By the way, so the next few groups, I was speaking for a lot of, next few groups, I made sure, I was kind of scared, they don't shop, I'm joking around over here. So I kept my jokes, but I said, I'm just joking. I don't really mean what I'm saying. They'll look at me funny. We know that. Aber der haben sie gesagt. You know what Nashim Dain Kalis Chazishol? Our Nashim, they're smart. Anyway, especially those who married us. They're the smartest ladies around. You know what I said the other day? Please close the door. I don't want my wife to hear this. Ladies, this is not for you. This is not for you. No ladies are allowed to listen to this. I once went to an out-of-town place. It was Plano. Boy, did I say the right thing. I got up in Plano, Texas, and I got up and I say, I want everybody here to know that my wife is the best cook in Gans Lakewood. The ladies were roaring. They clapped. My wife was sitting there, of course. And I was the hero. This guy knows what to say. You know, all the ladies, you know, Chazal say, Nashim Umay saying, they're all together, you know. It's them against us. I'm joking. Ladies don't. We are mature people. They know how to live. You don't have to. But anyway, what was I going to say about who?
Best cook.
Best cook, yeah. And I forgot what I wanted to say. Anyway. So yeah, this is what I said. Oh boy. There's a shegitz who works by us. His name is Bob. Bob is the security guy. You know what he did today? Are there any traffic cops around? I don't want anybody to hear my habits on the road. Please, all state police, please get off. This is not meant for you. This is private stuff. It's just happened today. So I have the security guy. So you're not allowed to go and make a turn, you know, in the wrong place into my school. You have to go a little further. Then you make a turn to there's a big parking lot over there in front of my school, you know. So you have to keep going. Then you make the turn. And then but here you can make it right away, but there's a big sign there, do not enter. I never do it. I'm a straight guy. So today it's 9 o'clock. I have to teach. And Dutch state mit dem boss, red lights, and he's got a chasana of cars. Want the little kinderlach, and the mommy's hi babala, the mommy's saying bye to all the little papalach. With the pekalach, the tiny little, takes them a year to go up the bus. The little visalach, the hentalach, and the visalach. The little kinderlach, the mommy has to wave, and she, I forgot something. Come back a second. Your briefcase, and all of it starts Shabbos Nuch and Chulin. And they're sitting there till they get on the bus. It'll take a year till they get it. I'm almost in school. And stop everything. Guess what I did? I got to say it in public. Please, state police, please don't listen. So I went into the lane that you're not supposed to go. How's that? I did where the sign, you know, do not enter. I entered. I don't do that. But this is crazy. I went in, boom, and I went around and I parked. Then I found Bob. Bob is the security guy with his gun. You know, Bob, he's a guy. He's my best friend. Bob and me are great friends. So Bob says, I saw you went on the, I says, Bob, I didn't know you were looking. That's what I told him. I says, Bob, I didn't know you were looking. He laughed and he says, Bob, did you see that bus? You think I'm crazy? I'm going to wait now half an hour until those kids get up. You're right. I says, Bob, you got to stick with the rules, but sometimes, you know, you have to have room to breathe. You can't always be with the rules. And Bob agreed with me. And if any state police were listening, I'm sure you must. They'll hold them right, no? Should I say, don't ask what I do. I don't want to say I have some other habits. I don't want it to get out to the public. My habits. You know, sometimes, Shay, Anyway, so I told Bob on Erev Shavuos, there was a big thing. All the Rebbes got flowers. So I gave Bob, so I took a big thing of flowers for my wife. First I called my wife, which kind do you like? You want the blue ones? You want the red ones? I said, get these. I got them. And then as I'm going out, I said, I bring Bob. This is going to my wife. My wife I'm so happy for my wife. I'm so happy for her that she married me. She's such a lucky person that she married me. How did you like that one? Bob looked at me. He started laughing. He says, Bob, that you never heard before, did you? Well, that's the way what I say. Bob, you can do it too. Your wife is lucky that she married you. Stop this other being such a nice, humble guy. She's lucky she married you. How's that? What do you say to that? Some ladies should do it also, by the way. Depends. I have a whole shtick Torah on this. There are some ladies that need to do that. I had to do it as a meiser. Shebirach. I did nasty stuff. I mean, usually I did it with men. Usually I work with men, be a guy. And I've told men, your wife is lucky. This guy looks at his wife. Right next to G-O-D comes his wife. Or maybe his wife is even more than the Eibishter. My wife. I know guys, they praise their wives all day. I say, tell me, does she praise you? No. But you know what? She works so hard, and she's this, and she's that. And how she doesn't really respect me, doesn't she? But I'm lucky I married her. The guy sounds like an ant, and his wife sounds like a jumbo elephant. And it looks like that's the shidduch. And he talks about her like my wife, and she looks down at him. She actually looks down. I've told a lot of guys like that. Your wife is lucky. She's nothing compared to you. She is nothing. And I do that, and I'm serious about it. It's scary. It's crazy. So he needs to hear that. His self-esteem is in the garbage. I don't want to check his wife that maybe, sometimes they are arrogant, and it's wrong. You know how to be arrogant. You look down at your husband. You're okay, lady? But sometimes the husband does such a good job of thinking he's a zero. What do you want from her? That's what you say, so that's what it is. And sometimes, I once had a mice where the lady was told, you are much smarter than your husband. It was like, boom. How could that be? Because you know what her husband was? He was the biggest professor in Yehupitz. And his wife was, after the maid came home, she was like the shifcha minus. She wasn't. And they went to Gehenna together because she was in the garbage and he was. And when I said that, he came over to me. He says, what did you do? I says, I just saved you. Because your wife is a piece of zero. And so every case is different. Sometimes, even though it's not working, it's going to work anyway. I have my ancestors, everybody knows, that Zayda and that Baba. She was the boss and he was Shvach. And they lived till 120. And the kids turned out good. It doesn't always have to be. So she'll be the smart one, big spiel. You'll be the Kanaka that all the kids love. They said, best mommy, and they leave me out, or sometimes. If a person mature, he doesn't care so much. Maybe still tough one anyway. But sometimes a person has to know that he's not. Now, I want to tell you something. I did something wrong recently, and someone came over to me. I made a decision. I went over to somebody, and I said, what do you think? It was a serious misa. I had to, whatever. I deal with the public. I did something and this guy let me have it. You know what I told him? You are so wrong. I was right. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm right. And he didn't know what hit him. Because this guy, I didn't stop going to a guy. I go to this guy for advice. He's a pikeach. But he said that I was wrong, not me. And then I went to some other guys who understand this. They're all on my side. Or halfway, or more than he was. And that was over. Why did I do that? I know myself from way back. I always say I'm wrong. What happened to Mydal Emes? You know, in the body he said Mydal Sheker. Give in, say you're wrong. I do not do that. I always say I'm right. I'm not one of those said. My name is Yehuda. Mydal Emes. The greatest of Shevet Yehuda is David HaMelech is always Mydal Emes. Giving in is a different story. But to say that you're wrong, I don't do that stuff. Not so fast. I'll tell you why. I'm one of those types that been saying I'm wrong since the day I was born. It takes me no effort. Even when I'm right. I was once in a car crash. And the guy was dead wrong. And I ran over to the guy apologizing. And there was a yiddle there. It was in Brooklyn. It was a kick for Sagulis. It says, I saw the whole thing. He was wrong, and you're apologizing to him. Because by nature, I'm apologetic. I'm wrong. I'm comfortable being Mr. Wrong. That's my comfort mode. There's a lot of people like that. A lot of people like that. They're always wrong. Mastama, and I know I'm wrong. They're not allowed to say they're wrong. Ever. I'm right. I'm never wrong. Reb Yehуда Lefkowitz said about these nations, he said, they have so much negatives, they heard so much criticism, you're not allowed to say the slightest criticism to them. They are not allowed to hear any. I am always right. That's right. I never give in. No, I'm always right. I'm a Balgaivanik. Always right. You know what that does for you? Many people need to be like that. Or else, you know what the Welt says? You want to avoid criticism? Say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. Let them criticize. I hold it right. He's arrogant. Finally, that's working so hard all my life to have a little arrogance. From Kalman Crone. Who heard of Reb Kalman Crone? You heard of him? He once told me, Halavai, there's more gaiva floating around. I spoke to him about this. Halavai, I think Galinsky was also said, Galinsky used to be his guest. Halavai, a bessel me gaiva. Halavai, you get some more gaiva. You need gaiva, it's tough. Now, don't become an argumentative guy that has to be right and you're fighting with the whole world. You don't have to do that either. You could agree here and there.
All the guy with the worst people.
What?
What's the talk of the shot? The worst. It can't be changed.
Can't be what?
A guy with the worst meter.
Listen closely. Someone wrote Reb Chaim Kanevsky for Shavuos. It's a hashkacha that I saw that shtickle just for me. Mamash my shtickle. It's Reb Chaim Kanevsky. The Eibishter gave the Torah on Har Sinai. And it's low to show that you have to be an Eibishter. Like the Yid to Reb Chaim Kanevsky, it's in print. Why did Eibishter give the Torah in an Amek, in a valley? So to Reb Chaim, first you got to be a B'sabelgo, you got to be worth something, then you'll be a small one. Hota Satan. B'sa ganze Amek, bist du garnished. Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear that what I said? This is my book. As Mechavan to Reb Chaim, I said a different thing. Do you know that a human being walks around like he owns the world? We just came from, they just discovered Uranus. What's the latest planet? They're flying from Mars. I just came from Mars. I came down to planet Earth. What's going on this planet? I see humble animals all over the place. They're all going around like this. Humble, a pleasure, another. And all the human beings, who do you think you are? Just look at the normal stance of a human being. A state, he's a vertical. He's not a horizontal, no way. The animals are gain eingebeugen. They have middes tevis. A behemoth hat get the middes. A ox, a fed, all of them get the middes. They all sit like, they all go like this. And then a human being, just look at him standing. Men, women, kids, little bubbies that get shadazai. Who do you think you are? And the Eibishter made you to walk. What's going on here? Your Matthias is gaius. People don't chop this. Such a Seder Hayom. It's on Shavuos. I gotta get it. I had it. I could find out. I'll show you the Lashon. I just put it. It's up there. It's up there. Yeah. The Chassidish one. No, not the one. To the left. No. You had it a second ago. No. You just go right back where you were before. Yeah, you got it. It's Hashvuas. That's it. Not that one. To the right. That's it. Bring it over. I'm going to read this one. It's Mamish Mechadik. Listen to this. Say that I am what he says. I hope I find it. It takes me a year and just forget about it. Where is it? Say that I am. There, we got it. Tzarek Olodom Yossi Kot Me'ektanim Be'edjib B'Yosef Lahach Shevatzmoi U'es Gadol Es Nasi Al Inyan of Lema Ulai Al Yodi Yomi Eze Inyan of Double Obik Rotzen Al Di Bikas Yedid Kalabay Nagos Sure, Benelisha Kain Gadol Al Inyan Kiyesa B'Zeh oh yeah, sure. Al Di Bikas Sheng he gave David the bracha. You know that? Al Bechina Acheres there's a certain bechina, your gadol koyach ma'id, you can hold up the whole world, and a malach can't, and you have things that no one else in the world has. You mispire, miskashet, look how he ends off. Don't you dare say, but if he's making on himself, and he says, mani, machayai, Shabbat ticket and Lama say, Yodi! Or Kilkulin. Kilkulin Pega move. Shafal Vyavel Neged Gdula Smiles and Shabbos. Yes? Keep Hoshvay Megan Zeh. When you say you're nobody, Yesik Kakol Gedoyla Mitachas Yodi! Bein Loy Bein Lachedim. Did you hear that? If you're not going to go around saying that you got things no one else has, and you're holding up the whole world, a lot of terrorists is coming through that. Say that, you want to look it up? There you go. There's not sure what's I only deal with Chassidish just for you don't mind. I'm joking. What? Here it is. Take a look. Take a look at this whole shtickle. Look what he said. You're being cold, you're messing up everything. I am an Adam. Stoltz.
Where does the number come in?
What?
Reminds that number me.
Oh, no. I didn't. Okay, so I'm always tiny. When a person's standing like this and he goes like that, that's another. An Adam who goes down, that's another. But you stamash a behema, that's not another. Zok the heilige chavis havavis, shiftless abahamias. Animals have no self-esteem. You one of them. First, you know who you are. Then you can start bending. Then on the satam. Then it's kishmak. Bend a little bit. But you know who you are. You didn't get to step one. Now, I told this to... I told this. Chavis says the Shara Kaniya. You got to see that. And repeats it. You want to be an honor? First be a Malgaimanik. It's a Rishon. Rabbeinu says the same thing. Shara Vayda. Famous. All the Slovak people went crazy when they saw that. Pesach Rishon, you have to know who you are. First thing, or else you're not going nowhere. Rabbeinu Yehuda, Shara Vayda. You got two Rishonim. Well, you want a pasuk and where is that? In Malchim? Vayig Bali by Bedake Hashem. A pasuk. What are you talking? I just made kiddush. What? You're big. People don't hop it. They think they're out of it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay. So now, first, I know. Now, I told Rav Schlesinger from Muncie, I am the biggest Anab in the world. Why? It happened to me a few times. I wanted to burn it. The Nevada is a very big Anab, but they warned me. The Rebbe said once more, first you got to build yourself up, then you do that. You don't do that so fast. You want to get depressed? Learn Shar Kniya. Shar Kniya is one of the most popular Sharim in the Nevada. But first, you learn Shar HaGaiva and write all your miles, 100 at least. And then maybe handle with care. You get depressed. You won't be with the petty. You'll be a behemoth. No. So I told her, Schlesinger, I'm a real Anab. I'm just at the first part of Shara Kniya. Stage one is first live yourself at part one. I'm just sitting on part one, but I'm into that Shara. I'm learning Shara Kniya all my life. I'm just holding on stage 1. He was on the floor. He liked it. He held it. He said, get gesund. You may have to spend a lifetime with that. You may never get a chance to make a turn and start, now it's time. No. And I got more news to tell you. You may get carried away, and you may end up doing things that you should not be doing because it's too much gayus, and it's fine. You know the malach. Because if you dare make a turn and start with achno, you're going to end up back in the garbage can. You have such a strong tuna to put yourself down. You have also for you to play games. You have to stay, I'm the best guy in the world. But only thing that I recommend, there are certain parts of achno that you don't play games with. No kas. That's not. Even that, I've seen big peers from the Slabot Goylam. They would even get angry. That's not so. Or giving in. You have to know how to give in. There are certain things where you can't be an animal. You know, you may have to have a few. Big down like Hafschus is part of Sharakniya, by the way. There are certain things you got to do. That's something else. But.
In those days, they were okay doing this stuff?
Yeah. You know, Rav Galinsky, before he went to the Bardik, he said, Slabotki, I don't need, I have plenty of self-esteem. That's what he said. See, he went to the Bardik, he said, I don't need self-esteem. People, and even in the Bardik, there were people there that they were careful with. I saw this myself. There was one younger man who used to speak different language than everyone else. He wasn't like this. He needed a different treatment. Everybody's different. But today, the popular I went to, you want to know how many Hasidim I went to, how many Rebbes I went to, how many Reshivas I went to, how many Balimus I went to? Every one of them is on my side. They'll say, Mendel, it's a different door. Mendel, don't worry about Gaius. And my Rebbe in Navadik told me, you need that. You got to keep doing it. And you're going to get schar. You're going to get olam haba for working on your midas and turning yourself into Balgaminik. We stop. By the way, get a Rebbe, just in case you get too carried away. And everybody says, we can't deal with this guy. He listens to Mendel too much. See, I'm scared of that. Speak about, you know, where am I over here? This? What's this? This? Oh, that? Problems. Mental. I heard more than all kinds. Throwing it in the garbage and calling me up. I just threw it out and they're asking me. Now, I don't recommend everybody should throw out all his bottles of pills so quickly. What I usually, although I have done that, depends what, when, where, how, who. Sometimes I feel the bטחון, I feel it, and I'm right. If I feel you'll be all right, he'll be all right. I've had that. But normally speaking, what I recommend is they're not right for it. They think they have bטחון, and they're going to get more sick. But this I do recommend. That keep taking it, but scream. It's not the pill, it's the Eibishter. Then you'll be able to get off it completely. You'll see.